Hi everybody, it's Colin here from Woodthorp International. What have I been up to this week? Well, I've been very busy. The installation's been put up on that wall, and I've also done about 8 joins of putting the sleepers in the gaps where it joins points or joins a join of 2 tracks. Bit of good news on this. That is now ready, totally ready for painting, and then I'll have to size it. But I've organised the back seam. The people who are going to do it, they said there'll be no problem with your design. They just, I just had to crop it when I put it onto that size. I had to just put some extra trees on the right to allow for the cut-off for the mountain here, but I just added them on, and I'm quite pleased with that. I think it'll look okay. But what I have been doing is doing some track work in Japan. Now, I had to do a bit of research. I assumed in my infinite wisdom that the Japanese would run on concrete sleepers for their fast trains, and they do, but they do run on something else as well. So that was quite good news to hear, because unfortunately Pico don't do concrete points for Engage, and Japan have concrete points like we do in this country. Anyway, what they do is they use a composite as well, and there's 2 colours, and one of the colours is black, the other colour is brown. But if you look generally at a flexi track and the point from Pico for Engage, they look black. And there's going to be snow over it. Even though there's a wood grain, on the composite there's no wood grain, it's just flat. It's got all sorts of stuff in it, reinforcing fiberglass and stuff. But it's just flat. You can't generally see the wood grain unless you look a bit closer to it. So I'm happy using the blackness, but the one thing I did find out, the rails don't rust like they used to do, and even here. And doing some research, they have this blacky, browny muck stuff on the side, and I believe it's like a carbon build-up. So I'm painting the rails a black grey. Well, it's very dark grey with it's got browning, which you can't see, but I know it is, just due to the paint mix. So I don't have to do the sleepers, I just have to do the rails, and I've painted some and I've laid some track. Starting from here, I've put the Kato segment in, what changed it from Kato to a rail like Pico or any other mate what can connect up like that. And I've done all the way around 2 lines so far to over there. Now, I nearly had a disaster, and it would have been a real disaster if it was maybe at the end of the year, when I'm hoping most of the track is down. Again, I've assumed, and I should have looked it up, that Japan drive on the right. They don't. Their trains are like English, to drive on the left. And the roads are the same, they drive on the left. And when I designed the helix coming from America, which drive on the right, to drive on the right side, down here. They don't, so I've having to just change it so it works basically. This point here is to receive trains back from the fiddle yard going the right direction, which for this line is that way, going that way. Now at the moment, as you may notice, when Eva comes round, they're still driving the wrong way, but it's just because I haven't turned them around. It'll be right. I will do that. So that's to get from the sea level to climb 3 inch here. From the sea here to that corner where Eva is now is not long enough to get it up. It has to come round the corner, and then it can't join onto the rails here because they're rising to get up to the 3 inch. So it's had to come back to here. But I've averted the issue with the helix and the direction, because what I want to be able to do is any visiting train going from, say, England to America, when they're in America, they drive on the American side. Because if it's doing it automatic, it'll make it easier for the automatic system to work out if they're all going the same way. And now with Japan, I want to be able to drive on the left, go up the helix, but when they get to the top of the helix, they'll be driving on the, come out and drive on the right. And vice versa, when America comes down, it joins onto the inside line going the right way for Japan. So I've sorted that out. So everything's good on that line. So I will just show you how I've just done the track using some tape. I've got some 8mm frog tape to go in between the rails and some frog tape to stick on the outsides. I had to do the points mainly by hand. I could put the tape on the outside and a little bit on each end, but the rest I had to just do by hand, like I did America. But it was just easier because I wanted this grey to be everywhere on the rails, from the bottom of the chairs right up to the top. And when I paint it by hand, sometimes I miss bits. So I'm quite pleased. I could now have one train, even though there is 2 trains on the track, but I could have 2 trains, one train running down here and 2 here. But at the moment, because I've been working on America as well at the same time, I haven't sorted it to run trains up on this layout as well. But it's good to be getting on with Japan, I must say. So I'll show you with these rails what I've done. I've done them in the house. So this is 2 lengths done using the tape and giving it a good coat everywhere. Now I noticed with that sample it came down the edge a little bit with any grooves what it goes into, so I'm just going to try and rub it a bit flatter, then take it off. So I'll show you when I've done that. So I've taken it from that to make it look like that. So I'll give it a light rub over now, and show you the track. So that's the tops off, and if we look at the edge compared to that sample I did, it's right up to the top, because my rubber just gently rubbed it over, hasn't got them grooves in, which if the track goes into it, like I say, just takes the edge off. So that's going to be a better way of doing it. And I thank you for watching, and may I just wish everybody a happy new year. I hope you're all safe and you've all had a good time, and I will look forward to seeing you next week and speaking to you. So bye for now. Bye.